she's also very into labels and she's very wealthy and has some great labels. But I feel like sometimes I'm like, what is that?
Danny, we're going to ask you about some Housewives things because I hear you're a little bit of an expert and you may watch a couple seasons.
I watch way too much of it, Travis. Way too much. Somebody needs to stop me at some point. But
never.
Yes.
Not on this podcast, Danny. We support it. We say quit your job and watch more Housewives here. That is our tagline.
That's what I did.
That's literally what he did.
That's literally what I did.
Literally what you did. Well, we are going to do some rapid fire of some superlatives for the Housewives from an expert who quit his job to focus on the Housewives, and it worked out. So, follow his lead.
Chase your dreams.
Chase your dreams.
Shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars. And these stars are on Bravo. Now, for the Housewives, I want you to give superlatives to the ultimate. This is all
Wait,
time.
Travis, I don't know why I'm like so nervous. I want to give like the best answer.
They're easy.
Okay. I'm like,
easy.
notice I'm
They're
like
easy.
shaking. I'm like, wait a minute. I am nervous about this.
Yes. So these are for all Housewives, all time. And there are no wrong answers because there's a lot of ways that can fit in all these spots.
Just kidding.
Well, and if there is, we'll let you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Housewives, who do we think is the ultimate shadiest number one housewife of all?
I probably Kenya Moore. I think her and Phaedra are both expert level shade people. Fantastic. A+.
Fantastic.
Okay, great. The most two-faced.
Oh, the most two-faced. Oh my gosh. I love Lisa Barlow, but I would say Lisa Barlow, I think she kind of just lives for the housewifery. And so I think she kind of will follow whatever she thinks is best for the show. And the way we saw her hot mic moment this past season with Meredith, I mean, was one of the most two-faced things I've ever seen on any of these shows.
And now she's twisting it and she's blaming the network for airing it, based on the reunion promo, at least, which I can't wait for.
Isn't it delicious, Sarah? I love it. I mean, that moment where she's just railing on her friend of a decade plus. And it's like, whoa, you really thought this. I couldn't imagine Meredith watching it at home.
No.
Also, your mics are on. They're always on.
And now you never know when Bravo's going to use the hot mic or when they're not going to use it, or if they're going to show you talking to the producer, which they just did on Jersey. You never know what's going to come out now.
You do not. Which housewife drinks the most?
Oh my gosh. I think Sonia. At this past season, she reels it in, but I think when Sonia drinks, so
right.
she does a roller coaster, so she'll stop and then she'll start again. She'll start again. But so I think
it's like New York is a collective, I think.
New York. I used to call it New York Alcohol, the TV show, because it's really,
you did say that.
There have been a few seasons where it's just like every single episode, the entire cast is hammered.
So hammered. Like when they were in the Hamptons and all those ridiculous outfits, they're like, what are we wearing? Just tanked all of them. Thank you for being so drunk. Who has the best clothes?
I used to love Carol's style on New York. I thought it was interesting and fun to watch, I think. Or in terms of Beverly Hills, I don't love Dorit's style, but I love seeing what labels she's wearing because she's so into her labels that I find it fascinating sociologically or something. So I think Dorit's what I'm looking at most of, like, what is that label she's wearing?
Well, yeah, she'll let you know. It's usually all over it. She's not going to hide it.
Yeah,
she makes it nice, guys. She makes it nice.
Dorit's finances also are one of the ones that are confusing. So the ones when they like really go with the fashion and the brands, and then we're just waiting for like, okay, when are we going to find out what's really going on here? It always makes me excited.
And I don't know about you all, but I love watching to see some of the designers and see if they're fake. And there have been Instagram accounts that literally like point out, because a lot of times the housewives will wear the label, but it's a fake, it's a whatever. And they'll point out like a misprint or something on the
like
label.
The
and I love
Fendi
that.
on Karen Huger's dress.
Live for that.
So
it was a lot of dress to be fake. Who do you think has the most unique sense of style? Who sort of dresses the most different of all of them?
Oh, good question. Oh my gosh. The most different. Mary Cosby from Salt Lake City. She's also very into labels and she's very wealthy and has some great labels, but I feel like sometimes I'm like, what is that?
Well, I also called the show Hoarders to go do a checkup on her, and social services for Prada is also going to check her hoarder's closet because I had never seen anything like that.
I would live for her to have an estate sale and just be able to browse that closet.
God, that would be amazing. But you've watched her on the show, that's never going to happen.
Well, she doesn't. She barely leaves the closet, so
she'd be there selling.
She'd be there.
Yeah.
With her step grandfather husband right there.
I like a lot of
register.
I like a lot of her stuff though, but I do think sometimes it's a lot. Yeah.
Who do you think is the best duo on the show? What team, when they pair up, are you the most excited about?
I famously hate the duo because every time on Housewives, they think they're Lucy and Ethel, and they point it out every single time. So whether it be Vicky and Tamra, or I don't know, Kim and Brandy on Beverly Hills, it's like they always think that they're Lucy and Ethel. But so I would say my favorite duo is Karen and Giselle on Potomac, because they're
beautiful.
They just have a great dynamic. Their scenes together are so explosive, and they have this love-hate thing going on. And that's more fascinating to me than two people buddy hopping around and saying, oh, we're Lucy and Ethel,
Frenemies for the win.
Frenemies for the win. And also I've been rewatching Atlanta season 2.
The best.
And the Kim and Nene dynamic is the best TV of all time. I mean, and with Sheree in the mix, but like it's unreal. And there was like rumors at one point that we were going to get a Nene and Kim travel series a few years back. And I wish we would have gotten that, because seeing those two together, television gold.
And they said goodbye, Wig, to that show, which is just so sad. Bye, Wig. Bye,
Close your legs
Wig.
to married men, and they went on their way.
Close your legs to married men. Don't Be Tardy for the Party is obviously the #1 best song, correct?
Yes. I mean, I love Luann's songs too, but Don't Be Tardy is just like an actually really good song.
Yeah, and On Display isn't as bad as people think it is.
Yeah.
And
I'm Team Melania for best Bravo song. I Gotta Want to Grow Up is my favorite. I quote it in everyday life.
Do you remember when Danielle Staub had a song called Too Close that she did?
I remember the Hex Hector remix with her lesbian lover.
Travis, you're speaking my language. Yes, the dance remix was phenomenal, and also she did like a dramatic ballad version of it on Watch What Happens Live that was stunning and haunts me to this day.
It was. My mom went to her album signing in Provincetown and sent me a picture of Danielle signing me a picture, and it says, "Stay positive, love Danielle," and like a glamour shot of her in heels. I still have it up in my home.
Sure.
Thank you, Mom. And my last question is, because we do a lot of fake celebrity fights here, which housewife, all of them are in a ring, do you think is going to win in a fight?
Oh my gosh. Well, oh gosh, who was a really good opponent, and she was only on the season one time, Claudia Jordan. But to me, Nene is one of the greatest housewives I think we've ever had. But there was this episode where Claudia and Nene were sort of going at it, and Claudia, the way that she held her own against Nene, who's amazing. And actually in Dave Quinn's book, it was revealed, he has a book called All Diamonds and Rosé, which is sort of this oral history of the housewives. And I remember, I might be quoting it wrong, but I remember him saying in the book, like, Nene respected Claudia so much for that, because although they were feuding at the time, Nene was recognized how it made such a great housewife. So she always stands out. I wish she would have had more time on the show, because watching that scene, it was like Claudia was just great. And so, I don't know. I guess maybe she'd be most underrated or something. But that's who popped to mind when you asked me that.
Oh, fantastic. Well, you have done it. You have done it. Housewives Rapid Fire.
Was I okay? I was so
you were great.
Oh my God, you are a delight. Your knowledge is so micro. I love it.
Thank you.